I, C. Emily Day, on behalf of the Professional Skills Enrichment Committee ICAI, welcome all the participants in today's webcast on From Idea to Impact Essential Skills Every Entrepreneur Must Cultivate. I welcome to today's resource person, CA Bhavesh Mahajan, and others present over here. Now, I would like to introduce our speaker for today. CA Bhavesh Mahajan is a distinguished chartered accountant and senior partner at Measures Bhavesh Mahajan and Company, Amritsar, with over 19 years of professional experience in audit and assurance, taxation, banking, financial consultancy, and strategic advisory. Known for his integrity and governance driven leadership, he has earned a strong reputation for delivering quality financials and strategic solutions. A passionate academic and mentor, he holds multiple ICI certifications including DISA, Forensic Accounting and Fraud Detection, GST, and AI for Chartered Accountants, and serves as empaneled faculty with ICI, actively contributing to professional trainings and ethics. He has held key leadership positions such as Secretary and Vice Chairman of the ICI Amritsar branch and Secretary of the Income Tax Practitioners Association, Amritsar. Deeply committed to social and educational causes, he co founded YAKP Private Limited, a socio economic startup promoting financial literacy, and serves as the founder board member of the Teja Singh Samundri Viksit Amritsar Foundation and treasurer of Vidya for All. His blend of professional excellence, ethical values, and social responsibility makes him a respected voice in the accounting and finance fraternity. We welcome you, sir.
Okay, thank you, Millie. Thank you so much for the uh, good introduction you gave. Okay, it was nice to hear from you. Good morning, everyone. Rather, good afternoon, everyone. This is CA Bhavesh, as already told by the moderator for the day, Millie. And we will be, for the next almost 2 hours and so, we will be discussing some of the key aspects of what it takes to be an entrepreneur. As we all know that PSCC the committee, which is at present celebrating this whole month as a skill enrichment month, and on this in this series, they are holding different webcasts on different topics from different fields. So and it is really a nice experience of being sharing my thought on this topic of entrepreneurship, which is very close to my heart also. As you have seen in my introduction also that I myself has also been part of one of the entrepreneurial journey of YAKP Private Limited, which is basically a startup started by three of my other colleagues along with me in order to just promote the entrepreneurial skills among the youngsters. Because what we understood and what we have seen over the period of time in my career as a chartered accountant, that there is a big lot of gap between uh, knowledge that the students and the youngster at present have and the skills that they have. There is a big difference between the knowledge and the skills actually, because what we have seen from the industry and even in our own offices, that the students who are coming to us for articleship or the industry who want to have the finance professionals to employ finance professionals, they are finding it very hard to see that the lot of gap between the knowledge degree they are having and the skills that is needed in the hardcore world of professionalism. So in order to plug that gap, we basically decided to start the uh, this startup where we are training and imparting financial literacy and training students from different line on a practical basis for different financial activities, for different financial knowledges, so that they can be made employable in the industry, either in a job category or even as a self-employed and people working on a part-time basis on different fields. So coming back to this topic of entrepreneurship, why this entrepreneurship is required. Look, if we look at the history of Indian civilization, Before the era of British coming to India and ruling over India for so many years, there was nothing like job. If you find out the Sanskrit words, you will never see any word that is related to job. But everyone in India, right from the day one, they were entrepreneurs. And that was the beauty, and that was the reason that in the pre-British era, India held almost 33% of the global economy. Reason being, everyone over here was an entrepreneur. Everyone over here was working for himself. Everyone over here was working for something to produce, something to generate some output. But with the coming of British era and with the coming of colonial system of education, they all started making us a white collared clerks rather basically. We all have gone through this system actually. Me, myself, you yourself, every one of us have gone through this colonial system of education only. And if we strongly study this thing and if we strongly analyze this thing, we will come to know that how slowly and slowly this colonial system of education killed us the entrepreneurial traits which were already inbuilt in the Indians right from the day one. They slowly made us to work from them. In the name of education, what happened is they started making us to work for them, and as a job creator, from job creator, we started moving to the job seekers. So as we all know that post this recent incidents in J&K, our Prime Minister himself gave a call that it's a time that we rise to become a job provider rather than a job seeker. It's a time that Make in India concept should come into this thing. Even our own professional line, the institute is at present working on creating their own Big Ten. Rather than depending on the Big Four, we are moving towards the era of Big Ten, of own Indian brand, of own Indian system, of financial uh, experts. And slowly, we are seeing this thing. Other than Big Four, also, there are so many Indian firms at present who are presently working very nicely and in a very good manner and providing best of the services of international level to the people, not in India, even to the even to the concerns outside India by sitting in India itself. We have seen many professional lines, very good names who have come up with the best of the facilities, providing services to the UAE, to UK, US, Australian, uh, and all those developing nations. Not only just for the reason of economical pricing, but also of the quality. Because when it comes to the knowledge, no one can beat Indian mind. That's the very strong belief that we all have. And further, when the this issue of tariff by Mr. Trump in US came up, again this call from the Prime Minister himself came that now it's the time that we move towards entrepreneurial system of India itself and start making Indians as an entrepreneur rather than a job seeker. And one more data that I would like to share is that overall, if we look at the Indian demographic system, we are the youngest nation at present in the world, with almost one third of our population, which is between the age of 20 to 40 years. We are the youngest nation and has best human resource at present. And if for the next almost 15 to 20 years, we are not going to utilize this demographic advantage of ours, we are going to fail the future generation at all. And it will be a very difficult situation in a coming time when if we will start depending on the job itself, we will not come up with the entrepreneurial skills among ourselves. We will not come up with the new ideas in us. We are definitely going to be slaves of the world again. So in order to defy all these ecosystem at present, which the world is trying to bring India down, we have to work on our own entrepreneurial skills. Now the question comes, What is an entrepreneurship actually? If we look little deep into ourselves, we all chartered accountants who are having their own practices or who are running their own offices, they are entrepreneurs actually. They themselves are entrepreneurs because they are managing their own work. They are managing their systems of their offices. So every small or big practitioner or a worker or any business person who is running their own system of uh, work is an entrepreneur in himself. So entrepreneurship does not mean to have a large scale of industry or a big factory or something like that. But every person who is working for himself and delivering the on the basis of his or her skills is an entrepreneur. So actually, we all chartered accountants are entrepreneurs in ourselves itself. And CA and no entrepreneur can be better than the chartered accountant himself. Reason being, we not only understand the numbers, but we also look at the things that are beyond the numbers. We are the best business manager. So just sharing my screen for the PPT that I have made for today's presentation. So as you can see that the entrepreneurial skills transcend traditional business ownership. They represent a mindset of innovation, strategic leadership, and resilience that every CA professional needs in today's dynamic environment. You must have seen that during the last, especially in the post-COVID era, there are lot many programs, lot many events that are happening nowadays, which is basically encouraging the entrepreneurship journey. Program like Shark Tank and other such things where the new innovators, new entrepreneurs are invited and promoted at different levels so that they can deliver and make their entrepreneur journey a success. Because till the time these startups or these entrepreneurs ideas will not get the support from the people at large or the people who can help, till the time this happens, this the entrepreneur journey will not succeed in the way our prime minister has looked into it, so that it can turn the Indian economy into a global leader. We already are placed at fourth position and soon moving toward third and second, but the difference between the fourth and the second and the third is very large, and it can only be possible if we move from job seeker to the job provider. So the large level of work we are going to do as an entrepreneur, that it itself is going to be the beneficial for the country. So as you can see, entrepreneurship is not just starting a business. It's a mindset of innovation, leadership, and resilience. Mindset of innovation, leadership, and resilience. It itself says that entrepreneur thinks out of books, out of box. We all study we have all studied the same textbook, we have all studied the same course, we have all studied the same syllabus, right from class 1 to class 12, maybe from different schools, different background, different etc. But ultimately, the one who is successful is who uses that knowledge that they have studied into the actual life, who turns out with different ideas and different skills to run their systems by using that knowledge. So we are going to discuss here that what exactly is a entrepreneurship and how, as a chartered accountant also, and also even if we think up from the point of view of our clients, how we can help them to make them successful and at the same time with their success grow our own practice like that. So why chartered accountants need a entrepreneur skills? Why CA needs entrepreneur skills? Because CA needs entrepreneur skills because the roles of chartered accountants are changing fast. It's not only now, we are not just the auditors. We are the business makers. We are the business support system that we are providing to our clients. And as till now, we have must have noted and we have seen also that audit is always considered by the client as a negative trait or a negative field that we are doing, because no one wants to be looked upon, no one wants to be audited. But when we say that we are making you grow with ourselves, with us, or we are helping them to grow in their business, so it's basically we don't become their cost center but become their revenue centers. Our ideas, our help, our system, our knowledge about the economic world and various rules and regulations and everything help the client to grow at a much faster way rather than just doing the audit once in a year for them. So our role is changing. The CA profession is transforming from traditional compliance work to strategic consultancy and business advisory services. And if you look at the big four revenue system, you will also find that their main revenue is from the consultancy business, not from the audit business. Rather, they avoid audit business because of certain reasons we all know. But at the same time, their main revenue is from the consultancy business. So we have to become the consultant of the our client. We have to become the uh, person who is moving with the client in their growth journey, who is helping them in their growth journey. And when we will become their growth partners, automatically our revenue, our success will also be seen. Second is client expectations. Nowadays, client expectation is very high from us. Today's client demand more than tax return. They expect strategic insight, growth guidance, and innovative solutions. They don't want just for us to file the return, because that can nowadays be done with the coming of AI. That can be done by the system itself. And actually, our offices are filing the returns not by us, but we have seen that even though non-chartered accountants are filing the returns, or the systems like ClearTex and all those sites who are providing the services with again geoeconomy coming up with the app of filing the return at a almost negligible cost. So slowly, what is happening is we are being seen not as the compliance partner, but as a consultant to help them grow and in a most economical manner with least of the taxes. So what is happening is client when comes to us, or what they expect from us is we should guide them in the best of the manner so that they can grow and have the maximum benefit from us. So whatever fees we charge from them, they don't mind in giving to us also, because they are getting much more than the what they are giving to us. Next is new opportunities. Entrepreneurial skills empower CEOs to identify business opportunity, build high performing teams, and lead transformational change. Over the period of time, we have seen a lot of changes in the CA practice. A lot of things are happening. New opportunities are coming. New areas of practices are coming. Even at present, the consultancy and startup financing itself is a field in which a lot of chartered accountants are working, helping the client into new areas, helping the client into new eras, new dimensions, new businesses. Because as I already said, CAs just don't understand numbers. They understand how to turn financial knowledge into scalable, customer-centric solution. We are basically and ultimately are going to be the business solution providers. Very soon, even our institute is promoting this thing in a lot of way. Even this committee is also one of such initiative taken by the institute, wherein they are helping the chartered accountants to become the solution provider, business solution provider, rather than just the finance personnel or rather than just the audit personnels. Now comes the real point, the real question, that what are the four essential skills for entrepreneurial skills? Every entrepreneur goes through different journey. Every entrepreneur has its own different challenges. Every entrepreneur has his own different thought process. But if we sum up all those things, all what is common among all of them are four points, that is vision, adaptability, quick adaptability, relentless execution, and a network building. Every successful entrepreneur need to have this among them so that ultimately they can succeed. Because if they don't have this thing, then they are not going to succeed. Just a minute. So basically, what we are doing is we are the skills that we are talking about for entrepreneurial skills. The first among them comes the vision. So just to give you a first bird eye view of this concept of vision is that when we have studied in our earlier days in statistics, there used to be a question, what is the difference between the data and information? So we all know that what is data? Data is a raw form of information that is available. But when it, how it convert into information when it is systematically presented, systematically made, result-oriented data can be done, then only it becomes an information when it generates some fruitful result. Same way, vision. Transforming abstract ideas into concrete reality by developing a clear mental picture of your desired future stage and creating a roadmap to achieve it. This is a vision. We all have ideas, but all those ideas cannot be converted into a success. Only those ideas which has a clear vision or which on which the entrepreneur has the confidence, which the entrepreneur thinks that he has a clear roadmap how to convert that idea into a success, can only lead to a ultimate entrepreneur success. Vision is transforming abstract ideas into concrete reality. You should have the vision in the form that you should know where to start, where to move, and at what point place you need to end. Till the time you have this roadmap with you, it cannot be said to be a vision. We will discuss it in detail in the next slide. Next is quickly adaptability, quick adaptability. Basically, if anything in the world is constant, is a change. So the more quickly we adapt to the change, the more successful we are going to be. If we talk about the chartered accountants, the way the economic world is changing day by day, if we have seen GST was launched on 1st July 2017, and within the next 7 to 8 years, we have almost seen so many changes in the GST law. Even when GST was introduced in July 2017, it was a real change in the indirect taxes system of our country. It was the great point wherein the indirect taxation ultimately saw a change which no one has thought about before. So at that time also, we chartered accountant took the lead and ultimately made the adaptability to GST as success, which even the government recognized it in their later stage, that if it was the sheer relentlessness and the guts of the chartered accountant that help the professional, help the clients at large and the business people at large in the country like India, that it could be managed and it could be put into the system in a much smoother way if we would not have helped them. So that basically is the adaptability that the chartered accountants are into. Next is relentless execution. We have a vision, we can adapt, but ultimately no vision or no adaptability can work till the time we have a execution plan. We have seen at government level, at bureaucratic level, as otherwise also, that lot many policies or lot many plans, lot many schemes get failed because there is no clear-cut execution system. No good vision can be easily be destroyed if not executed in a good manner. deliver lasting impact through consistent action, disciplined follow through, and systematic process that turn plan into measurable results. No one remembers a good idea, but all remembers which idea turned into a executable success. It can only be done if it is executed in a good manner, relentlessly, without in a disciplined manner, and without any distraction. Last but not the least part in this essential skills is network building. At present, if we look at our resources, we always say that the resources are our tangible resources like stock, like systems, and all those things. But no, what are the resources? The one of the biggest resource and the most undermined resource is the network. The network is something which helps you to grow leap by leaps and bounds, which helps you to make your success rate many more times because you have a good network. The networks that can bring you success, because we all know that no one is master of everything. But with a good network, you can have a team, you can have a system wherein you can master it all with the not only by gaining all the knowledge yourself or not taking all the traits among yourself, but also helping with the help of your network, you can grow the system at a much faster pace. So unlock hidden opportunities by cultivating authentic professional relationships that lead to mentorship, partnership, clients, and collaborative growth. So ultimately, it's the collaboration of different things that create your network, and a good network system is always the biggest asset, which can never be seen in your balance sheet, but definitely going to earn you more success rather than your whatever your tangible assets are. So these are not just traits of entrepreneurship, means vision, adaptability, relentless execution, and networking. They are the habits of high impact professionals who create value, drive change, and build lasting careers. Basically, if any entrepreneur who want to be successful need to have these four basic traits in him, and then only he can be said to be a successful entrepreneur. Throughout this session, we will be exploring each skills, means vision, adaptive, all these four we will discussing in detail in the next few slides, so that we can see what exactly are these skills. So coming first is vision, turning ideas into reality. As I already said, we dream or we think about different things a lot, but only those dreamers who has the clear cut vision can convert their dream into the reality, ideas into the reality. Day in, day out, we see many people coming to us with different things. Sir, we want to do this thing, we want to do this thing, we have this idea, but only the ideas that can be measurable, that can be made a productive success, they can only be turned into reality. But vision is the first thing that we have to have. So what is vision? As you can see, vision is more than just a dream or an aspiration. It's a clear, compelling mental picture of your desired future state. Vision is something which you know from the right from the day one of the idea that how you want to convert this idea into a successful entrepreneurship system. So it is clear, no ambiguity. You should know what should be your final point. Compelling mental picture of your desired future state. You should be mentally strong, mentally so stable that come what may, you know where you have to reach and what output you need to have from your this idea. For entrepreneurs and professional leaders, vision serves as north star that guide decision making, inspire action, and maintain focus during challenging times. So what is basically it is? It serves as a north star. As we all know, said in system, it is north star that tells us the direction whenever we are lost. So basically, it should be like your guiding force. It should be whenever you get distracted, whenever you feel let down, you have to just go back to your vision statement. You have to just go back to your vision, and see what you started with and what was your major ultimate aim that you wanted to achieve through this work you are doing. It guides decision making, inspire actions, and maintain focus during challenging times. So basically, vision is your guiding force. Vision converts abstract ideas into tangible directions. It answers fundamental questions. Where are we going? Why does it matter? What will success look like? And when articulated effectively, vision becomes a powerful tool that drives persistence, aligns teams, and gives a result. Just a minute. So basically, these questions are going to be popped up at various point of time in your entrepreneurial journey. Where are we going? Because when we are not finding the right solution, when we are not finding the right things that is happening for us, we will start questioning ourselves, start questioning our own belief, our vision, that where are we going? Why we are doing this? Why does it matter? So if we know our vision very clearly, if we understand our vision very clearly, if we understand our idea very clearly, it is definitely going to help us to get back to what our original thought is. In the time of doubt, self-doubting, in the time of self questioning, this vision only will help us to get back to the road and for do the work that we started with a particular aim to achieve. So what is the reflection question? If you had unlimited resources and no constraint, what would your practice or business look like in 5 years? What impact would you be creating? So as a chartered accountant professional, if we talk about our entrepreneurship journey, we should be having a clear vision. What should be our aim for the next 5 years? Where do we find our own practice or ourselves as a professional in the next 5 years? And start working on it, start doing accordingly rather than following what others are doing. We should have our own vision statement. We should have our own vision statement in a clear manner that what is our ultimate aim to achieve in our professional journey. Till the time we have this, we won't be able to reach a particular place or particular stage through whole of our professional life. If we know what we want to achieve in the next 5 years, that will be a targeted system. All of us who follow cricket, they must be knowing one thing, that in cricket it is always said that plan ball by ball. You have to keep the short target. Don't think about 50 overs or 20 overs. Think about next 5 overs. Think about how you plan to make your inning in the next 5 overs. So that will help you to make yourself more clear and more decisive in what you are going to do. In case of any eventuality also, you can make the required changes because you know what is your short target and how after that short target you can plan accordingly for the next target. So it's not that after 5 years or after 3 years, it depends. It's not necessarily in 5 years, but sometimes what happens is even in mutual fund business or otherwise, they say if you want to have a long-term return, if you want to have the best of the return, you have to give that much of time to any of the investment. So in this same way, this is your investment. Your work towards the entrepreneur system is an investment. So it is basically the energy and the things you are putting in that is going to help how these are going to be in the long way. So what should be the character of the good vision? It should be clear, concise, and inspiring. Clear, concise, and inspiring. A powerful vision is easy to understand and memorable. You don't need to have a very complicated system of vision. You want to do this also, you want to do that also, you want to have this thing also, you want to have this thing also. Look, you are not Hercules. We don't need to take the burden of the whole of the world. What we need to have is small, clear, concise vision, which is easy to understand and for you also to remember. So that if someone else also asks you what you are planning or what you are going to do, your statement, your vision should be clear that anyone can understand it easily. If someone of us have seen the episodes of Shark Tank or any such type of pitch system, you must have seen that the entrepreneurs or the startup founders who come there and has a clear and understandable businesses always get success and response from the investors. Reason being, if I am not able to make my idea or a vision understandable to the investor or anyone else who from whom I want to have some benefit in my entrepreneur's journey, how I am going to make it successful? If I myself is not able to understand it, if I myself is not clear how I want it to be done or where I want to reach it and why I started it, it is not going to make it beneficial. Reason being, it is not getting understood by anyone. So make it to the simplest as possible. It should analyze people and make them want to be part of the journey. Your vision should be so concise and inspiring that automatically whosoever hear it, they feel that they want to get connected with you. Maybe not now, but maybe at the back of their mind, they should have this impact that I want to be the part of this vision. It should avoid jargon and complexity. The best vision can be explained in single sentence. You don't need to have a full page of explanation of your vision. You can explain it in a single sentence, and that sentence is your vision statement. Many a times we see an ad. Look, best of the ads that we all remember, it is are those which has a small one liner. You remember that one liner, and that's what make them a successful ad. So same thing goes with the vision. If you are trying to make them a detailed or a very broad vision statement, that is not going to help it, because the more you stretch the elastic, the more problem it creates. So vision should be clear and concise, explainable in the smallest of the sentence, and that can be made understood by all. So basically, it should be future oriented. Future oriented means your vision should be such that it can understand what is going to come in the near future. If my vision is such a way that it is dependent on the what has happened in the past and not taking into account what is going to happen in future. So ultimately we are going to work in future, not in the past, even not in the present. So if my vision is not future oriented, not taking to the future challenges, not going to work in the things that are happening in future, so how it's going to be successful? Effective visions describe a specific future state with tangible outcome. It should be such that if any changes happen, if anything comes up in the future, which is not at present available or which is not at present being seen, it can tackle to that. Few years back, those who have seen AI coming and has started putting up their efforts in the AI building and AI related working are at present the leaders in their respective fields. owner had seen that this problem is going to come in the near future. So they came up with the ideas of Oyo hotels and Oyo rooms. So ultimately, it turned up into a success. At present, we all are seeing the success of Blinkit and all these short duration delivery systems of this thing, because they saw this thing that slowly and slowly the people are going to be dependent on the system, and they are going to be tech savvy, and they are going to see that how the things can be delivered to them in the least possible time. So they came up with this idea. And it's not that this is going to be sustainable in a near future. New challenges will come. They are ready. They have to be ready for that thing. So continuously, you have to be future oriented. If talking from the point of view of chartered accountant, if we are planning to make our practice journey for the next 5 years or so, we have to make a work accordingly, that how the future practice will be, how this future practice will going to change, and how these systems, the new demands of the clients after 5 years will be. So we have to work towards that. Maybe at present, that may not be so remunerative, that may not be so successful. Reason being, at present, the clients are not understanding that thing. But slowly and slowly, with continuous efforts, with a good outcome, if we are going to work in the manner which is going to come in the future, automatically the clients will value our thought. The clients will value our energy. Clients will value our inputs. Communicable and shareable. Future vision should be communicable and shareable. Look, jungle mein मोर नाचा किसने देखा? So if the vision is restricted to ourselves, if the vision is something which we only know ki, okay, I know what is my vision, but I am not sharing it with my team, I'm not sharing with my partners, I am not sharing with my uh, colleagues who are going to, or with my network, who are going to help me in grow into that vision, it's no juice, because they cannot connect to that until in the same manner I am getting connected to that. Your vision must be easy for others to grasp, remember, and align with. It should be in such a way that you should, the moment you talk about, the other person feel connected. Team member, clients, and partners should be able to understand how their work contribute to the larger picture. You are able to communicate to them or share with them your vision in a manner that they also relate to this vision in the same manner you do. Reason being, if you are not able to explain it to them, or you are not able to share with them, they are not going to put in their efforts in the manner which you demand from them. And what will happen in a short time, that you will start getting frustrated, you will start getting thinking that your team and your other people are not working in the manner that the good outcome is coming, because you never made them to understand, you never communicated to them your vision in a manner which it should have been to them. It should be backed by purpose and values. Look, vision should always be a socio-economic. It should not only benefit you, it should be with a purpose and with a value. Earning money is not the only purpose of entrepreneurs. Entrepreneur is those, or is that breed, or those people who earn money, or who get financial success with the benefit to the society at large. If you are coming up with some unique idea, if you are coming up with unique vision, it should be such that it is going to help the society at large, it is going to help the culture at large, it is going to help the country at large, and not just you. Growth with value is what is required in current financial system. The strongest vision are grounded in authentic purpose. There has to be some purpose behind it. They reflect what you truly believe in and stand for, because it delivers your character. Your vision delivers your character. It tells what you think about yourself. If I have a vision of making my country uh, fully employable, fully skilled, automatically, because I down the line from inside me think this thing, that skilled personals are the best assets for the country. And ultimately, It's only the skilling that helps them. So it basically tells our character how we want to communicate, how we want to contribute to the society. Contribution to the society along with financial benefit is the best thing that the entrepreneur can do, and it should be the only goal of every of the entrepreneur. So vision with purpose and value creates an authenticity staying power when challenges arise, because you know that you are going to take a right decision which is in the favor of society, which is not in the anywhere in a negative sense. One of the inspiring examples we can see is Infosys vision, which is Mr. Narayan Murthy, who was the co-founder of Infosys. His vision was to build a globally respected corporation. If we talk about Tesla, it talks about to accelerate world's transition to sustainable energy. Because we have seen that Tesla Motors at present are working heavily on the renewable energy sources driven automobile. Same way, Mr. Narayan Murthy, when talked about globally respected corporation, means the thing which it was basically Infosys is one of those organizations which has made India proud at international level. So values and purpose does not always mean it is creating something uh, tangible. Sometimes the respect itself is the very big thing that a nation or the organization or a particular company require. So talking from CA's context, what should be the vision in practice? Vision isn't just for Fortune 500 companies. It's equally powerful for CA professionals looking to differentiate their practice and create lasting impact. Look, we all do audits, we all file returns, but only those CAs or those members in practice get successful who give value addition to their client. A well-crafted vision helps CAs evolve from reactive service providers to proactive strategic advisors who shape their client future. Please note these things. Creative, reactive service provider to proactive strategic advisor. What is reactive service provider? Reactive service provider is whatever has happened, we are only doing the postmortem. We are reacting to that. While doing audit, what we do is we react to the situation. We react to the we make our opinion on the basis of what already has happened. But proactive strategic advisor is how to make your client succeed in their system in a better way, how to improve their systems, how to make them get more productive, how to make their system foolproof, how to make them more compliant, how to make them grow in their businesses in a new lines, in the new system. That is what is the proactive advising, proactive services to the client. Digital first CA firm, that can be one of your vision. Building a paperless cloud-based practice that leverage automation and AI to deliver faster, more accurate services while freeing up time for strategic consulting. You must have seen in your old offices, where you had your training or otherwise, a lot of papers, lot of files and all those. And after 4 to 5 years, what happens is the big problem comes where to destroy those files, where to put those files. So more than anything, it becomes a liability for us. Slowly, you should start converting your offices into a zero paper, zero hard book system, so that whatever is available on your system, on the cloud or something like that. It is also easy to maintain, also less space taking, and more not does not require any maintenance. Yes, you can say that it becomes costlier, but it is costly at present. Reason being, again, we are spending so much of money on otherwise also for the preservation of different records. And at the same time, if you see, it's more of a paper loss. Getting the copies, photocopies, and details from the clients, and which can be easily kept into a digital form. Why do we require it? Why do we do this? Even at present, the system is evolving where the signatures are done digitally. Slowly and slowly, we are going to say this thing. At present, the way the UDI system is coming, the UDI system has evolved. Time is not far when the institute will say that the physical signing will not be required, because once the UDI is there, automatically it tells that you have signed it, you have checked it, you have made it. The particular statement is made by a particular member. So I don't see any harm in the near future that when the physical signing of the document will start becoming an obsolete thing. And that will be the time when slowly and slowly more of the this thing. Because if you see otherwise also, how it is going to have benefit, because it is more paper saving. Again, environment is getting saved. Our contribution to the environment will be this way. Okay. Next is startup focus advisory unit. In every of your unit, in every of your offices, you should start developing one startup focus advisory unit. Because the clients nowadays coming to you are sometimes also asking from you, sir, kya kare? What should we do now? What should be the new avenues where we should work? The senior clients who many a time come to us can ask, sir, what should we get our children to do? Which work our children should do? Or our children are planning for this thing, is it right? So when they ask this thing, is it right, or what should they do, we should be the solution provider. And that can only happen when we have a startup focus advisory, where we are advising them to do something which is unorthodox, which is not as per the traditional system. And that can only be done when we start studying different startups at different places and different innovations and ideas that are happening in day-to-day life. We don't expect client to come up with the idea, but what should be our aim should be to provide them idea also, to provide them ki, okay, you have funds, you have money, you have these resources, why can't we use these resources, these funds into doing this type of work, this type of startup? And even if the client come up with the idea, we should have our working in a manner ki how that idea can be converted into a success. So that is startup focused advisory that each of us should try creating in our own organization, and not if not individually, at least with the net, by forming a particular sort of a network among ourselves, small networks among our friends and other people across the globe, and making them as a part of our startup focused advisory unit, and making it our core part of our practice. Financial literacy platform, we should always launch a educational content workshop or digital courses that democratize financial knowledge and build your personal brand as a thought leader. You must have seen it nowadays on YouTube, lot many of us professionals are putting up knowledge, showing knowledge videos. Look, in this era of social media, we have so many unauthenticated so-called knowledge personals who are talking about finance, stock market, otherwise, without having any degree, without having any knowledge base, without having any practical exposure, and putting up the people's stake at large. Many people, we have seen recently that in stock market, lot of change problems have come, wherein the people on the advice of so-called YouTubers and so-called financial experts have invested into certain things which has gone haywire. So it's a time that when the chartered accountant speaks about something, people listen to them. When chartered accountants share their knowledge on the digital media, they listen to you. When the chartered accountant talks about finance and the everything, they know that you have the core behind you, you have the knowledge base behind you, on the basis of which you are sharing this knowledge. That is what is the requirement for time. We have to come up with the new ideas. We have to come up, we have to communicate with the people at large. Look, our advertisement norms at present don't allow us to advertise ourselves, but they don't stop us from sharing the knowledge. So why not to share our knowledge? Why not to share our things? And when we share this knowledge through different aspects, Each one of us has no knowledge. Remember, it's only the uh, hesitation among ourselves, or the stage fear, or the problem in the communication skills that stop us from doing this thing. But as this committee at present is doing such a wonderful thing, that ultimately it's increasing the soft skills among us. It's providing the soft skill courses to us. It's providing us to get out of this hesitation and become the speaker, or the become the true leader in ourselves. But ultimately, it is we who have to practice. I can come over here, deliver for 2 hours to this whole entrepreneurial skills. But until and unless you are not listening to it, you are not following this, you are not practicing it, no one can help you to get out of that hesitation. So ultimately, it's the financial, we all should work on small financial literacy platform. For the starting, you can start with your offices itself. Start taking the session of your uh, articles of your office staff on a Saturday or something, on 1 hour basis or something like that, for a small topic. Because starting from your known one help you to get out of the hesitation much faster, rather than going exposing yourself directly to the unknown faces or unknown listeners. But when you start with your known one, you get more of a confidence. So slowly your confidence get built up. Slowly you start the to inculcate the this habit of speaking, inculcate of sharing the knowledge, and ready to take the question from the listeners. That will help you to make more better and more successful presentation for your financial literacy platforms. So, ending with this first point of vision, I would like every one of you, when you go back after this webcast, to think that to write, put a 5 minutes and write a professional vision statement of yours. Keeping in mind whatever we have listened or seen at till now, that your professional statement should vision statement should be clear, concise, and easily explainable and understandable. What kind of impact do I want to have on my clients? What problems in the financial world am I uniquely positioned to solve? Where do I see myself in practice in 5 to 10 years, and what would success look like if I could achieve anything? So on the basis of these 4 questions, if you answer these 4 questions, your vision statement can be easily drafted. Make your vision statement, reread it again, and make whatever changes you want to make, because you are not going to publish it. It is for yourself. It is for your own growth. It is for your own system, that how you want yourself to become an entrepreneur. So I wish that all of us once become this thing, will definitely try to get into this write a vision statement. It just like New Year Eve resolution that we make, but please, like the New Year resolution get uh, cancelled on the very first day of the new year. Don't try to do it this way, but try to work on this thing and get maximum out of this. And remember and believe me, if you will do this way, by with a clear vision statement, your practice, your approach, your this thing will be in a more disciplined and more uh, focused manner, and you will get the results very soon. Coming to the next part is ad quick adaptability. Embrace constant change. What, as we all know, change is inevitable. We have always heard this thing. Okay, anything constant in this world is a change that is going to happen. Market shifts, technologies emerges, regulations evolve, new constant is change itself. We have just now seen age-old 1961 income tax law is getting changed into new income tax act from 1st April 2026. This is a change. Although there may be many things common over here, but what has happened is we all again have to look into this thing. We have to look into the new sections. We have to look into the new provisions. Maybe the same provisions as previously in principle, but still we have to read them. We have to study them 22nd September 2027, the GST law made a very important changes in the rates. We have to study them. We have to again look at our client system. We have to again look into those things. Change is inevitable. Markets are changing. AI is coming. Everything we have to be there and we have to be ready for the adaptation of these changes. And if we want, we are finished. Nokia is one of the best examples. Kodak is one of the best examples who failed to adapt to the changing technologies. And what happened is now they are the past. They are nowhere. Adaptability is survival. The world is changing, and entrepreneurs who adapt win big. Only those entrepreneurs who adapt to the changing world win big. We just now study the vision. Vision should be clear, focused, and everything. But remember one thing, sometimes what happens is entrepreneurs get themselves so attached to their vision or so attached to their system that they are very reluctant to the change. They don't welcome the changes. They are not ready to change their strategy. But remember one thing, when you are on an entrepreneurial journey, you have to change your strategy, you have to change your system, you have to change your focus according to the changing environment. Your ultimate vision should be the same. Your ultimate vision should be the, but your strategy can change, your path can change, your systems can change, and your belief should can also change of achieving that success. But what happens is those entrepreneurs who are not ready to change, who are not ready to adapt to the changes, or who are stuck to their deep belief, they sometimes get failed because getting connected to something will not let you to get evolve yourself in the most best possible manner, because you then get tied to something. It can be name, it can be brand, it can be product. Many a times on different pitching, we have seen that the investors have told the entrepreneurs or the startup founders that your attachment to your brand or the name is what is causing them to lose. You should be adaptable to these changes. You should be, until unless it does not defy your ultimate goal, it does not change your ultimate goal, you should always be the you should always be ready to change your strategy, system, and changes that are upcoming. Learning is essential. For CS, adaptability means continuous learning. For taxation reforms to GST update, AI tool to automation platform. Few days back, I attended one of the AI program in Jaipur, wherein they told that it was this question asked by one of the listener participant over there. Is, sir, why CPRs are required? Why institute is conducting CPE program? What benefit we are getting from the CPE program? Friends, our profession is one of those rare professions who help us throughout our life. It's institute CPE system of learning, which is helping each one of us to grow ourselves as a professional, to help ourselves update our knowledge on a regular basis. Otherwise, what would have happened? We cleared our chartered accountancy 20, 25 years or so many years back. But whatever we learned at that time, almost 50% of that has already been obsolete. Be it taxation, be it accounting standards, even ethical standards and auditing standards. With so much changes in upcoming day-to-day life, day-to-day professional system, if CPE programs are not there, continuous learning is not there among us, we are going to be out of the market. We are not going to sustain anywhere. At present, the institute, the way institute is working on the AI, the way they are doing it, AI in ICI, it is tremendous. It is marvelous. And the way this committee, PSEC, is also working on promoting the soft skills among the members. It is also one of the best things that the institute can do for its members. We always question that we pay so much to the institute, we pay fees to the institute, what we are getting in return. Everything is not tangible. So many things that we are getting learning, we are getting updation, we are getting, otherwise if we are asked to learn, if there is no CP program, post means budget programs that are being organized by the institute, and we are asked to read out the whole of the budget individually and learn what is coming there, it will be an Herculean task. But at present what is happening is, with the post budget seminars, the speakers who are coming, they are helping us to adapt to the new changes in the budget in a so smooth manner that by listening to a 3 hours budget seminar, we are able to understand what exactly the budget has brought changes into. That is the beauty of learning. And continuous learning is always the best tool for your entrepreneurial skills. Learning about the market, learning about the new changes, learning about the upcoming things, learning about the outgoing things. Because when we start learning these things continuously, we will develop our things in a manner that we are definitely going to come up with the latest changes. Entrepreneurs who embrace change stay ahead of the curve, because the moment the change happened, you are ready for that. You have already seen that. You have already made yourself ready for the changes. They identifying opportunities in disruption that other view as threat. I always say one thing, that Corona time is one of the most decisive time period in our livelihood. Everything that can be seen is pre-Corona and post-Corona. Type of changes that happened in Corona, like the webcast we are doing at present. No one has ever thought of, or very few times it has happened that these online sessions, the online webcasts was happening pre-Corona. But with the coming of these digital platforms like Zoom and every other Google Meet or other platforms like this, what is happening now is every one of us sitting in their own offices, sitting at their own places, are able to learn something at a large level. So, with the disruption of the work, new ideas came up. People started becoming more used to online systems. This came up, led to the new revolution. This led to the new adaptabilities. This led to the new scene of new startups. So ultimately, although the corona was a disruption, but those who identified the opportunities from those corona systems are ultimately becoming successful with no stop. In the CA profession, adaptability has become non-negotiable. Definitely. Consider the transformation from manual booking keeping to computerized accounting, from physical file storage to cloud-based system, from compliance-only service to comprehensive business advisory. These all are changes. And if we don't move towards these changes, we are out of the profession, one day or the other. No time the client will be stuck to you, because the way you love your client might not love you in that manner. They always want results. They don't never remember what happened in the past. They will always remember what is happening, what is going to happen in the future. How in the future you are going to help them grow. That will be your entrepreneurial journey, not what you have done till now. Each wave of change separate the adaptable from the obsolete. The things getting obsolete, the sooner you leave them and adapt to the new changes, the better it will be for each one of us in our professional journey. The pace of change is accelerating. Change earlier used to take so many years, but now it's frequent. It's very fast, very, very fast. What has happened a month back might not have, the technology might have gone many times ahead in the coming month. Technologies like AI, blockchain, advanced analytics are reshaping how financial services are delivered. Clients are also knowing these things. Clients are also coming up with this thing. They sometimes ask, come and say, sir, this is happening. Can you provide this service to us? Can you provide this thing? But if we are not ready, if we don't have knowledge about these things, we can never provide these points. We can never provide them, no, and they will move to someone else who are readily available or who are ready to provide these things. The CAs who thrive in the environment are those who view change not as a threat, but as opportunity for growth and differentiation. When in 2017 GST came, telling about my own personal self, pre-GST, I was not into indirect taxation because VAT, as per our syllabus, so as our curriculum, we never studied VAT. It was CST that was in our syllabus, but VAT, every school, because every state has its own VAT. Service tax we used to work, but whole of the GST indirect taxation system we never. But when GST came, we studied GST. I studied GST. I started taking lectures for the GST. I started taking training program for different accountants of our profession, for our clients, and created those sessions for them. This helped not them also, but also me in enhancing my knowledge of the subject. Remember one thing, the best way to learn is to teach. When you teach, when you study something with the motive to teach someone, automatically your horizon, your understanding, your ability to understand that subject rises. Reason being, now you are studying from the point of view that if anyone asks you some question, you should be ready to answer that. It changes your approach, and that is what is required. So when GST came, we took it as an opportunity. We took it as a point ki, okay, now indirect taxes is coming. We have to get into this indirect tax. And we started learning GST. We started knowing it. We started adapting it. And the quicker we adapted it, the beneficial it. Earlier, the indirect taxes was not the important part of our professional practice. Now it is big. It has become. It is contributing a lot to our professional achievement, and that is where it helps when you adapt to the changes without taking them as a threat, but considering them as an opportunity. Same thing is going to be the new income tax law. Same thing is going to be the time when the income tax changed from face to faceless system, because only those professionals who has good articulation skills, who had good drafting skills, are able to succeed in the faceless system of assessment, in faceless system of appeals. And that has helped so many of our colleagues, so many of our peers in succeeding in their work. So system has to be such that your change adaptability should be such that you should be ready to take the challenges by whom. Why many fail to adapt? The biggest block in adaptability is comfort zones. Success with traditional methods create comfort and complacency. Whatever we have done till now, using our own system or traditional system, might have given the success till now, but what is happening is we are not ready to come out of our comfort zone. If it is not broken, why fix it? When it is happening till now, why need to change? But what will happen? Even though it will remain unbroken, but slowly and slowly, it will start producing less result for you as compared to the change. Sometimes the fixing is required to increase the productivity. Sometimes it's, if we talk about our own cars, our own automobile, we say ki if it is not broke down, why to get it take to the garage? But continuous maintenance and repairing is required in order to save it from a long-term breakdown. So that is what is required in our comfort zone also. Why we need to come out of our comfort zone. The best example we can see is last year the institute came up with new format for non-corporate entity. Many of us questioned this thing, why this new format is required when the previous format is already serving it purpose. Income tax doesn't require it. Bankers don't require it. Why do we need to have this new system? Because we don't want to come out of our comfort zone. The system we have been maintaining in since past, since long, since testing, we are continuously maintaining those presentations and copying, pasting to the next year, to next year, next year. But when suppose all of a sudden some regulation come up, income tax itself come up, okay, we want the balance sheet in this format, or some at point the finances come up, we want this system in this thing, it will be a problem for us. So we have to come out of our comfort zone, come to the changes, adapt them, make them more there, because if that will be done, ultimately at present the client might not understand our input into those things, but slowly and slowly they will understand and come see, okay, we now have a more comprehensive financial statements as compared to the old system where only few figures were given. Now it's more of an analytical financial statement where the anyone can analyze certain things and make changes accordingly, or work out accordingly, or strategize accordingly. Next fear or a block is a fear of technology. We fail to adopt new tools. New tools and platform can feel overwhelming, especially when current system seems adequate. This technology hesitation leads to gradual obsolescence. Why do we require AI? Why do we need to make our system on an automated mode? We feel सब ठीक चल तो रहा है. Why do we need to do it? Look, over dependence on AI is not good, but adapting to the AI to increase your productivity in a better way is definitely the requirement of the time. We have to adopt the technology. We have to adopt the things in a much faster way, the way the AI is changing or technology is changing. Because the more better we are able to keep pace with the technology change, the more better we are placed at. Attachment to past success. As I said, we sometimes get so attached to our past success that we are not able to move to the new paths. What made you successful yesterday may not work tomorrow. Holding your outdated formulas prevent innovation and growth. The way you have been dealing with your clients till now might have produced the result at present, but maybe the client is thinking more. Maybe the client requires something from you. You might have helped the client to grow till this stage, but there may be a time where the client will think, okay, your help was good till this stage, but you are not adding anything to them. You are not adding any benefit to them. You are not providing any values added services to them. So there will be a time when client will shift to someone who is ready to provide them. So you will be left with your past glories that we did for the client so many things. We did for the client at that time. It has happened because, as I said, client will always think for the future, not what you have done in the past for them, because that is has ended. What is the real impact? Consider the CA firm that resisted digitization before GST implementation or refused to adapt to remote work during COVID-19. Many lost significant market share to more agile competitors who embrace change quickly. This has actually happened in our profession. If you will look around your offices, you look around your peers, you will definitely find that some people who were behind you, not behind you, but who were not as successful as you pre-COVID, when they change their system, when they change their doing the work, when they change their field, when they change their path, when they change their service system, they succeeded in a much faster way. Your juniors, your articles, when they qualify, come up with the new system, new technology, work with the new ideas, they grow much faster than you in a lesser time. Reason being, they are adapting to the change, which we failed to. which we are not happy to come out of our comfort zones. If we want to succeed, change is inevitable. We have to succeed only by adopting the change, by adopting the new. Some of the real world success stories about the changes is Netflix. Triple transformation. Netflix originally started as a DVD by mail rental service, pivoted to streaming when internet speeds improved, then transferred again into content production. At present, Netflix is one of the biggest entertainment digital platforms that is operating in the world, with more than 150 billion plus valuation results from relentless willingness to disrupt their own business. Had it been they have stuck to, okay, we are only the DVD mail rental service provider, Netflix would not have been what is Netflix at present. They changed themselves, they changed their strategies, they adopted the changes, and at present, they are the leaders. OYO rooms, crisis adaptation. During COVID-19, when short-term traveler collapsed, the hotels almost collapsed. The hotel almost shut down because there was no traveling. But what they did, they quickly pivoted to long-term stays. Earlier, OYO was only a one-day stay or one-night stay or something like that, but they gave the offers of long-term stays, work from hotel packages. They provided the members, people at large or their customer, okay, you want to work from home rather than coming from work from home, you work from hotel. And they provided very good packages for that, which attracted the clients, which attracted this, and they increased their quality also and emphasized sanitization. This rapid adaptation may help them survive a crisis that devastated the hospitality industry. Because otherwise, going by the system of OYO methodology, they were never the choice for long term. They were never the choice for good hospitality business industry. But with their changes they brought into them, now they are more respectable, more dependable when it comes to the stays. TCS and Infosys, tech evolution. These two Indian tech giant continuously adapted from body shopping models to product development, then to cloud services. The way they make the changes, the way they brought up their new system, AI-driven solutions, early adoption of emerging technologies, maintained their position as global leaders through multiple technology cycles. Adapting the technology and making a new system at early stage, NVIDIA, the one who is generating the chips for this AI-based chat GPT, etc. No one has thought before few years back that NVIDIA will become a all-time high valued company in a very short time. But see, just a small change, just a small change to AI-driven chat GPT in past 3 to 4 years altogether have made everyone so changed. Microsoft is changing, everyone is changing. So adaptation has brought them the success which they have never seen before. If we talk about the chartered accountants, what are the adaptability for chartered accountants? The CA profession is undergoing its most significant transformation in decades. The traditional model of manual data entry, paper-based filing, and reactive compliance is being replaced by automated, cloud-based, and productive advisory services. Now we are making bots for our client services so that we can use that time of discussion, regular discussion, in a more productive manner. So creating a board, providing clients automated services, these will help us to cut down the wasteful time and using that time in a much better productive manner. Embrace automation tools, move from manual bookkeeping to automation and AI powered tools like Zoho Books, Teleprime, QuickBooks, and Xero, etc. Develop new competencies, build expertise in business analytics, data visualization, digital transformation advisory, and productive financial modeling. You have to develop your own skills. You have to come up with these new world challenges, with new world expertise, with new world advisories. Specialize in growth areas. You have to focus on emerging areas. You have to become a specialized person for certain growth areas like startup valuation, funding strategy, ESG reporting, ESG reporting is one of the upcoming field at present, which is required by almost all the multinational giants, because when they go for the multinational funding, etc., they require this ESG reporting, blockchain accounting, or fintech advisory, where you have to develop your specialization in these. Because when you are specialized in one of these things, so ultimately, whosoever will think about getting this work done will think of you. So that will be your USP. So one more reflection, your adaptation journey. Think about a major change your firm or client faced in the last 3 years, and keeping that change in your mind, think about what change you need to have to give the good best of the service to help the client in getting out of that critical time. How did you initially react to this change? If suppose certain thing happened in the client system, how did you react to it? Just discuss that, think about that, whether the reaction was good or whether the reaction led to your uh, dimming of the services or the client changing you as your consultant. What step did you take to adapt? Did you adapt to that changes to the client system? Where did you struggle or resist? If you struggled, what things you struggled into, and how do you resisted that struggle? What would you differently knowing what you know now? What happened before that change, and what new knowledge you got into after that change? What opportunities emerged from the change that you capitalized on or missed? If you miss something, you need to work on that. If you capitalize that change, then use that that capitalization in helping other client also who can also face the thing. The third thing is execute relentlessly, deliver lasting impact. You know, most of the startup that failed, there are almost million of startup that got registered, but very few got successful. Reason being they failed be after the ideation stage. Idea was good, but what they lacked is execution. They couldn't convert their idea into a executable project. So execution is the most relevant and important part of any entrepreneur journey. Vision without execution is hallucination. This was Thomas Edison's statement. Vision without execution. I visualize certain thing, I have an idea, but if I don't execute on that, if I don't work on that, I don't deliver on that, that vision is going to fade or that dream is going to fade very soon. Having a brilliant vision and the ability to adapt means nothing without execution. You want to adapt, but adapt what? How to adapt? Where the execution is? How to execute the things? Ideas are abundant. Everyone has them. What segregates successful entrepreneur from dreamer is consistent, disciplined action that transform plans into reality. It has to be consistent and disciplined. Execution is where strategy meets result, where intention becomes out. Action over analysis. Over analysis is bad. There is never a right time. It is you who make the time right. It is you who has to act and make it right. Great entrepreneurs are doers, not just thinkers. They understand that imperfect action beats perfect planning. Your planning, your vision should be such a way that you are able to overcome any obstacle, any hardship that you face. They test, learn, and iterate rather than waiting for ideal condition. As I said, there is never an ideal condition. There will never be an ideal situation for you to work. There will always be a challenge. But if you don't start acting, if you don't start working, if you don't start executing the plan, you are wasting that time. You will never know whether those hurdles or whether those problems that you are overthinking or overseeing are in real or not. Maybe the execution, when you do it, new problems come up and the problem that you thought earlier never existed. So you have to take action. Discipline and consistency, these actions has to be in a consistent and disciplined manner. It should not be something, okay, I am doing it for some time, I am not getting the result, maybe my path is right, but still I have to strike again and again, again and again, working again and again, because I am coming up with something new. I am coming up with a new idea, which is to be adapted, which has to be understood by the people at large. So that is not that 2 minute Maggie. I come up with the idea and the other person will react, give benefit of that. No, I have to work on it slowly and slowly, slowly and slowly. I have to make it tasty. I have to make it interesting. Execution requires daily discipline, showing up when motivation wanes, maintaining focus when distraction multiply, and persisting when obstacles appear. Whenever there is low motivation, you have to get up. You have to be disciplined. It's the same like gymming. When you go into the gym, many a times on a daily basis, in the morning you feel not going into it or going out of the comfort zone, sleeping or something like that. But the consistency will help you to get what you, for the purpose for which you joined the gym. It is not going to that. You have to be disciplined. You have to be consistent. Maintaining the focus when distraction multiply. There will be lot many distraction. There will be lot many things because the time is going to be tough. When you execute, challenges come. When you execute, challenges increase many a times. But your focus and disciplined approach towards your vision is definitely going to get out of those challenges, because you will then work on overcoming those challenges rather than getting stopped by those challenges. System and processes, sustainable execution isn't about heroic individual efforts. It's about building repeatable systems that deliver consistent results regardless of circumstances. Once in a while success is not the result. It's not the success. It's the consistent and deliverable success that ultimately matters. So if you think heroic, your one heroic action has given you one result, that does not mean it is going to work every time. Because heroism is not consistent. What is consistent is your regular approach. If you remember the tortoise and the rare race, it was a consistent approach of the tortoise that ultimately led him to defeat unthinkable rare speed. So it is basically what is required is processes and the system to be maintained, to be followed, to be generated, to be made, so that your discipline and consistency and your work towards process, it should be in a smooth manner. It should be in a regulated manner rather than in a hit and trial method. The best leaders understand that execution is a skill that can be developed. Execution skill can be developed. It slowly and slowly make you wise. It requires clear goal setting, prioritizing, time management, and the ability to maintain momentum through setbacks. These all are soft skills. Goal setting, prioritizing, and the time management and the ability to maintain momentum through setbacks. In the entrepreneurial context, strong execution creates competitive advantage. Not because your ideas are necessarily better, but because you implement them faster, more effective than bad others. So remember one thing, it's not that the idea is best. Your action, your execution will make your mediocre idea also the success. It's your action that makes a mediocre idea into success, and your inaction that makes the best of the ideas into failure. So ultimately, the execution has to be there. In business context, effective execution begins with translating broad goals into specific measurable actions. A business, when you start a new thing or when you come up with this thing, as you can see, there is the example of Mr. Ratan Tata, late Mr. Ratan Tata, who, when started Nano, was criticized by by his own partners, by his own team members, by his own companies, that he's taking Tata to a downcline. But the persistence with which he worked, the way he came into the small car category, the way he worked into the small car category from the old telco truck system, ultimately he acquired Land Rover and Jaguar, and now at present in the car segment or a segment, They are the leaders. They are owning the world with their cars also. And now even in the EVs, they are working very hard and coming up with so many things. So basically, what requires is breaking down ambitious vision into manageable tasks. Mr. Ratan Tata himself agreed many a time that he has to change so many things about Nano. He has to change so many things about his car business, which he originally started with a different strategy and with a different way, because he was able to convert that strategy or re-strategize the thing. He's ultimately made Tata Motors a success and building feedback loops that enable continuous improvement. You also should be ready to take feedbacks. Entrepreneurs who lack taking feedbacks or who are not uh, comfortable with the feedbacks, positive or negative, whatever it is, are never going to succeed because they don't listen. Because the feedbacks that they get from the people at large sometimes help them to improve their system, sometimes help them to make their execution more reliable and more workable. Set clear measurable milestone with specific deadlines. Your execution should not be unlimited. Your execution should be measurable. Your execution should be time defined. Your execution should not be this thing. Okay, I'm going to become a raise my practice to a particular level in times to come. No, you have to put a deadline, because when there is a deadline, you work accordingly to the deadline and work more consistently. Build tracking system that provide visibility into progress. Your whatever you are working upon, you should track it, whether how it is helping it, or how you are getting benefited from that strategy, or how you are that strategy is working in favor of your ultimate goal achievement. Create accountability structures that ensure follow through. Accountability has to be there, baby. Even if you yourself has to make yourself accountable. Reason being, if you are not putting the accountability, you are not learning. You are not ready to accept the failures of yours, or you are not ready to accept the mistake that you made, because only the accountability can help you to rethink and re-strategize. Learn from failures quickly and adjust course without losing momentum. No failure should be allowed to make you stop. No failure should let you hold held back. You have to come out of the failure and use those failures as a stepping stone for the success. Celebrate small wins to maintain motivation and team engagement. Never wait for the celebrations till the ultimate goal is achieved, because there is never an ultimate goal actually. When we talk about the vision, vision is something you need to reach at. But when will you will reach over there, you will have a new vision. You will never stop. So ultimately, you should start celebration at each point of time, because every day you get success is a time to celebrate. If you will think of bigger time to celebrate, that will never come. In CA practice, execution excellence directly translate to client satisfaction, referrals, and practice growth. If you execute nicely, you will get referrals, you will get practice growth, you will get good client. The difference between average exceptional CA firm often comes down to execution, how reliably they deliver quality work on time, how systematically they manage their client relation, and how effectively they leverage their time. We always are put up with the deadlines. We are always put up with the compliance deadlines, tax audit, GST compliance, GST9, etc., etc., statutory audit, company audit. But if we will plan and do execute our work in a planned manner, in a phased manner, in a more systematic manner, these deadlines don't bother us. If we keep our clients also to this thing, if we uh, educate our clients to follow the deadline, if we educate the client, maybe 5, 10, 20% will not follow, but still 80% will follow, and your work will be broken down to only 20% of the remaining at the tough times, at the deadline time. You will be more relaxed, you will be more organized, you will be more systematic in what you are doing and doing it in a better way. Apply project management principles. Treat audit, tax filing, and client engagement as projects. Every audit, every filing should be considered as a project, and the way the project is managed through different systems, the same way you should manage your each of the client. Build repeatable processes, document standard operating procedures, SOPs should be there. What at any if any work is received, any type of work is received, what should be its SOP? And when you start following the SOP, your the situation of missing out on anything or lacking anything or keeping the things to the last point will reduce. That will help you build more better way of doing the work. Prioritize timely delivery. Your prioritization should always be a timely delivery. If the client have asked you to deliver something by the end of the week, you should make best of the effort that your work should be completed by Thursday. So that in any exigency, if you have to extend, Friday or Saturday can be used by the end of the week for any type of exigency. But from the day one, if you will think that you have a time period till Saturday, it will not end till Saturday. You will ultimately rush something, do something like that, and ultimately will not be able to deliver in a way you wanted to. So your timely delivery should be your first priority so that the client is also happy and so that your reputation and your professionalism is properly explained to delivered to the client. A mid-sized CA firm implemented a comprehensive workflow management system using Monday.com. Look, one site is there, Monday.com, which basically helps you to how to plan your projects. To track all client deliverables. It tells about if a particular client is GST, if you have a work of GST compliance for client, how that needs to be. It means if 10th is the due date for 11th, 10th or 11th is the due date for GSTR1, at what time the client should be informed, what time the information should start coming from the client. You have it helps you to regulate the client in a manner in such that automatic information messages are sent to the client at a timely manner. Okay, this is the due date. You have to start sending your information, this thing, so that that information is received in a timely manner and you are able to deliver in a timely manner the compliance work of GSTR1. Consistency is the key word. Discipline of consistency. Daily priorities. Start each day by identifying your top 3 priorities. Every day you have to identify what are the 3 things you need to do at least in this day. That should be your top 3 priorities. First of all, concentrate on them. Try to finish them at the first and then look for other things. And while doing those 3 things, you should block any of the distraction, any of the other thing that is going to be problem for your completing these 3 priority work. Smart goals, set goals that are specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time bound. Goal should be on a daily basis. Okay, today I am going to do this thing. Today I am going to finish this thing. Today I am going to meet these prospective clients. Today I am going to complete this audit by whatever means. You have to make it measurable and time bound. By this much of time, I will be completing this work and then putting my efforts in. Because if you will leave this, because if you will leave it untimed, so what will happen is you will continuously doing it, and wasting so much of time which could have been done in a lesser time. Weekly reviews. After every week, you need to review what was the productiveness of yours in the last 1 week, how you worked, what was your aim for the week, and where your ultimately work load ended in the next week. Because many new works will come during the week, which may be not, which cannot wait, which might not wait for the next week or the next schedule. They might be completed in this thing. So weekly reviews will help you to understand what was the lack in planning or what was the lack in any of the strategies, if there was, which was not due to which you were not able to complete your weekly target. Continuous improvement. Track key metric analysis that's working and that isn't, and systematically refine your process. Small improvements compound into significant advantages over time. You need to improve continuously. You have to be, means consistency is there, but your consistency also has to be on an improving mode. Means suppose your strategy you are following consistently is not giving you that work, that result, you need to improve on that strategy and again follow that new strategy consistently to get the result. Entrepreneurs fail not because of lack of ideas, but because of lack of follow through. Ideas are cheap, execution is everything. Because ideas doesn't cost anything. But when it comes to execution, it's a cost. If as an non-professional entrepreneur, it's a cost to execute. You need to hire someone, you need to put in efforts, you need to put in deliverables, you need to put in tangible asset. That comes with a cost. Idea, when it came to your mind, at that time you spent nothing. But now you are spending your time, energy, resources in the execution. And if it is not done in a better way, the idea will not succeed. You need to learn from your execution failures. Think of a project or initiative that didn't succeed. Why didn't it succeed? What was the reason? What it lacked? What was the reason? What you didn't do that you should have done in order to make it successful? And from that failure, you need to work on your strengths. Last but not the least is building networks. This is the skill that is going to, means, being an entrepreneur or not being an entrepreneur doesn't matter, but the person who is having the best of the networks is never going to fail in their life. Networks are unlocked hidden opportunities. You need to unlock them and get the best out of your network. Why network matters? 70% opportunities come through connections. Research consistently shows that approximately 70% of career opportunities and business deals come through personal connection rather than formal channel. Sites like LinkedIn, Insta, they all are basically the networks that help you create a network system, that help you create a ecosystem wherein you can fall back on anyone in your network in any point of time, in any point of need, so that you don't get your project or your idea doesn't get held. 5x referral conversion rate. Clients refer through network convert at 5 times the rate of cold prospects and have higher lifetime value due to pre-established trust. It's a general rule that referral, if your client are referred through your other client, that is definitely going to sustain with you because they already have this trust factor with you. Since you delivered it for your other client, you are going to deliver for them also. So that is an automatic advertisement. So network is not only the professional network, it is a client-based network also. Means client through a client. It's a exponential growth system. 85% trust through relationship. People refer doing business with those who know, like, and trust. Because look, when it comes to financials, everyone is not going to reveal or trust anybody who he is or she is not conducive with. It's basically what is ki they want to rely or talk to someone whom they can find confidence with. So that can only happen when it comes to a networking, when it comes to a network, when it comes to someone who is already known. For chartered accountant, networking isn't just about collecting business cards. It's about converting socialized knowledge into business opportunities. Nowadays, in the digitized system of working, we are working with so many other professionals in order to provide one window solution to all our clients. Maybe I am not working, means professionally, I don't work in a company law compliances. I do company audits, but I don't do company compliances. So I have a network with my company secretary friends. I have a network with my other friends who help me to comply those company law, but the client is happy with me because his company law compliances and everything is getting being done at a single window. He doesn't have to work with different professionals for different purposes and for different systems. He knows ki if I am taking care of their company's affairs, I will also get the company law compliances done. So that is the network strength. Same way, it's in business also. You are going to trust the suppliers who is more connected with some of your other suppliers, because if any point of time, if any goof up happens, you can fall back on some system. Network lead to mentorship that accelerate your learning, clients who value your services, partnership that expand your capabilities, and access to capital or resources when you need them. Basically, network is a mentorship. In your network, someone can mentor you. Network does not only mean with the peers, it can be with your mentors also. But finding the right mentor is the strength of the network whom you can talk about of a particular issue. You can have many mentors on different issues. It's not necessarily only one mentor can mentor you. You can have different mentor for different issues, and falling back to that mentor through that network is the biggest support that one requires. Because if you know someone who can help you at any point of in your problem, then that is equivalent to God. You will consider him as a god, because finding someone, just as we all say, that a drowning person needs just a support of one straw. So same way, anyone, if you are in problem and you know someone who can get out of that problem at a right time, that is the best strength, that is the best mentorship that he can. What type of professional networks are there? Professional networks, these include structured organizations like BNI. It's basically a Business Network International. It is basically a group of professionals from different lines, different fields who work together to grow together. ICI regional chapters, chambers of commerce, group, and industry specific association. They provide formal network opportunities with clear structure and regulator regular meeting. What will happen is, like, you have a network of industrialists where different members from the different industry, different lines are togetherly uh, are related or getting engaged. Now, what will happen is, if suppose any of the industry specific requirement is there, so he will just communicate it to its network partner. Ki, okay, this is something, do you know anyone who can provide me this raw material at this time? So automatically he might have someone else. So this again, this is a chain. So the way when you become the part of a chain, automatically your strength, your this thing your reach increases to someone who you might otherwise not have ever thought of. So this is a professional network. Social network, digital platform like LinkedIn, Twitter, etc., where no one knows individually anyone personally. In the professional network like BNI, etc., you know each one. You know face to face. You know you have met each other. But in social network like LinkedIn, Twitter, etc., you don't know them individually, but through a digital platform. You know what they do, so you can reach out to them at particular point of time by giving them a particular this thing. And if he or she is your social network partner, he will definitely respond. So what is important is you need to be present on that social platform. You need to be in network with the right person on LinkedIn and Twitter. Collaborative networks, cross-functional relationship with lawyer, banker, IT professional. Yes, it's just like cross collaborative networks with other professionals. Like as I said, I have a friend of company secretary who take care of all my company law compliances and etc. So that helped me with a different thing. Same way, we have lawyers who provide different legal services on different matters. So whenever our client requires something, we refer them to those lawyers. And the client also knows that if they are being referred by us, they are going to be in the safe hand. Ecosystem network, participating in startup ecosystem, incubators, accelerators, and entrepreneurship forums connect us with growth-oriented businesses. Okay. When we participate in these type of ecosystems, when we participate in these type of incubators, we also come to know of so many startups who are doing different work. And when we project ourselves to them as a solution provider, automatically they become our prospective clients. So what will happen is, first of all, you will come to know what type of new things are coming up. Maybe you can become the part of that new thing by knowing it. But otherwise, sitting in your offices, you will never able to know what type of developments are taking place. How to build networks authentically? Offer value first. Approach networking with a giving mindset. You should know when you are going into a network, what mindset you have. You should be the asset to that. You should be the value added to that. Because when you will add value to that, then only you will get value back. But if you will become liability to that network, that one point or the other, you will lose the benefit of that network. Be visible and consistent. Becoming a part of a network does not mean, okay, I have paid the fees. now I am the part of the management. No, you have to contribute to it. You have to contribute physically and strategically. You have to contribute with your thought. You have to contribute with your inputs. You have to contribute with your, you have to make them grow at particular point of time that, okay, I am here. You can see me. You can reach out to me at any point of time for any of the work or any of the help that you require. Follow up and stay connected. Again, follow up is very much important, and connecting with your network partners will always help you to know them that you are there. Out of sight, out of mind. That is the concept. So in a network, if you are out of sight, you are definitely out of the network, because even though you are legally the part of that network, you will never be able to, your network partners will never consider to be your, to be you to be accessible to them. Be authentic and genuine. Whenever you become a part of a network, you should be genuine and authentic. No false promises, no false uh, projections, no false predictions, and nothing should be in this thing. Whatever you are, you are. You should rather increase your strength rather than uh, putting any false uh, or unauthentic thing in the network. That will only cause harm to your credibility if at any point of time your false call is being known to the network partners. As rightly said by Mr. Portergal, your network is your net worth, because your net worth is counted more by your network rather than your tangible asset. This is one of the most important resource that you have. A person who is down to dust can always come back with a good network. From connecting to client pipeline, this is one of the case study that you can take up for your own networking system that you want to assess. So ultimately, we have covered up vision, adaptability, persistent execution, and network. So the strategy model, synergy model ultimately works as integration of all four skills. Your vision, adaptability, execution, networking ultimately leads to combined synergy that is going to make you successful as a entrepreneur. So till the time you have all these four things in you, you are not going to be successful. So adapt all streamed streamlining of all these four things are going to help you what you can achieve. Even if you lack in any of them, you can always work on them with the help of other things. These are some of the examples, the skills that they have, like Infosys have the vision, Netflix has the adaptability. They changed accordingly what whenever they are required. Tata Group has the execution. Whenever they came up with the vision, they executed in a nicely manner and took the things to this. And Zero the networking, the way the Zero the use their networking platforms or the networking system to succeed and make a investment portal in a way that one of the topmost investment houses were not able to generate till now. The way Zerodha expanded his clientele, the way Zerodha expanded this thing is unmatchable. And that was only possible because of their skill of networking. So in the last, your transformations journey should be the transition from traditional CA to entrepreneurial leader. Require intentionally applying these four skills in your daily work. In your firm, use vision to define where your practice is heading. Now, from tomorrow onwards or today onwards, start making your vision statement of your firm. Start looking what your firm, want you to take your firm to what level. Make it a goal. Make it a targeted system, a timeline. In client consulting, help client develop vision for their business. Even not only your firm, in the client consultancy also start making them, giving them consultancy regarding their own vision formation, their own vision statement. If they have the vision, make the correction, make the required changes that is required in them. Guide them through market changes and adaptation and help them to get over them. In new ventures, if you are considering entrepreneurship, these skills provide the foundation. Vision clarifies your opportunity. Adaptability helps you to pivot when needed, and execution turns plans into result, and ultimately network provide customer and resources. So you can be a new yourself can be an entrepreneur other than your professional practice. If you are not into a professional practice, you can be an entrepreneur also. But ultimately, these four skills are to be there, which are the core four pillars of any of the profession entrepreneur journey. The most successful CEOs of the next decade won't be those who simply have technical expertise. They will be those who combine accounting knowledge with entrepreneurial thinking. They will move from service delivery to strategic leadership, from compliance focus to growth facilitation, and from order takers to trusted advisory to shape their future. Ultimately, the road to Big 10 or Big 50 or Big 100 is when you move in this manner through entrepreneurial thinking. These should be your next steps. Clarify your vision, complete your professional vision statement this week, share it with trusted mentor or colleague for feedback, make it visible in your workspace. Commit to adaptation, identify one new skill or technology you will learn this quarter. Strengthen execution, not only learn but execute. Make them into your practice. Expand your network, what may, start expanding your network. So the final statement is entrepreneurship is not a company you start, it's a character you build. This should be your final execution that is happening. So with this, I end up today's deliberation and hope that the participating members or the participating listeners could at least make the best of the benefit or start thinking something new from this uh, entrepreneur tactics and help them grow to the best of their sales. Thank you.
Thanks a lot, sir. It has been a very enlightening and enriching session, especially the networking part, because it's very important nowadays to for CAs to network with other professions also. Because with this ever expanding technology, laws, and everything, and world being a global village, it's very important to network with other professions. So I don't think so. I have any questions, sir. So can we conclude the session with your
Yes,
permission?
yes.
Thanks a lot, sir. It has been such an honor to be a part of this wonderful webcast on From Idea to Impact, Essential Skills Every Entrepreneur Must Cultivate, organized by the Professional Skills Enrichment Committee ICI. On behalf of the Professional Skills Enrichment Committee ICI, we would like to extend our heartfelt gratitude to our speaker, CA Bhavesh Mahajan, for his enlightening session. Sincere thanks who enabled the webcast throughout. A wide round of applause and thanks to the organizers, Professional Skills Enrichment Committee ICI, our today's speaker, CA Bhavesh Mahajan, and other stakeholders who made this webcast a memorable one. Finally, we would like to thank all of you present here and helping us make this webcast a grand success. Thank you, one and all.
Thank you.
Yes.